Okay, so I was just going through my book there, and it's a lovely day in the forest. I'm just sitting in the car because it was raining. But yeah, so I was thinking, my Nona has given me lots of stuff over the years. And it seemed like every time she had an ailment or a problem or something like that, whatever, let's say for her cancer, breast cancer, whatever, she ended up giving me her bras. For her skin issues, she ended up giving me the nightgown or robe or whatever you call it that would be, you know, touching her bare skin. For her um, feminine issues or whatever, she ended up giving me pads that are meant for, I think, leakage or something. But I was like, whatever, I can use them for my menstrual cycle because why not? Why waste them? And for a lot of other stuff, I noticed a pattern. It took me a while, but one of them was my brother and I joked about this. One of them was she gave me my grandparents, like her and her husband, my nonna that passed away. She gave me the rings. That's generally a thing people do is they pass down heirlooms in family, okay? So my nonna gives me the rings, and I was maybe 22 at the time, and so I was still fairly young, and I had already moved out and was living on my own, and I had two jobs, and I could barely afford rent and food, so I had to pick one, and I just chose to pay rent. And I think I went, oh, I don't know, because even two jobs wasn't enough back then. I would take a bus from one to the other, but so, anyways, get to the point. I ended up selling the rings because I mentioned it to my mother. I said, "Well, what do I do?" She's like, "Do what you need to do, right?" And I was thinking to myself, I know it holds value, but at the same time, their relationship did not end that well. And what happens is a lot of the energy, the stagnant energy that has unhealed lessons and stuff like that, it can be attached to certain objects and items. That's why you hear things about the paranormal or something about energies being attached to certain items. But my brother and I joked about this because he was given my nono's ring, and there was a lot of things that went on, secrets and stuff like that when it comes to my grandparents, and I'm sure everybody has that thing. But uh, my brother and I joked that, oh, they passed it to us. But my brother gave the ring to my cousin, who was the first to get married on my mom's side, I believe. And he joked, he's like, oh, well, I guess, um, because my cousin has two girls. And if they were to try for a third, like my nono and nona did, that they would end up with another girl. And so my brother was joking that, oh, if he has the rings now, so I don't need to worry about that. And he just said it so easily, but I was like, you know what? He might have a point. Because energies do get attached. You have to cleanse certain things, especially if you're thrifting or whatever. Just keep that in mind that energies do get attached to specific items or clothing because we give things meaning, and the energy we hold is very powerful, and it can attach itself to certain things. So to separate yourself or cleanse certain things, just be mindful of that. Anyway, so I was thinking about the rings and how their marriage went. And unfortunately, a lot of the times I think there was a family of mine that, at first when I got into a relationship, they were okay, but then they became a certain way about it. And, people project certain negative energies onto people, whether it's jealousy or whatever, you name it. Maybe they're not happy about it. I know there's a lot of family members that are not happy with two people that get together. My original relationship I had, when I was 16 to 22, I believe that was the person I was supposed to be with, but that didn't end up working out. And I think he may be married now, but and he has a child. But suffice to say, there was a lot of like evil eye going on there, and it's unfortunate that relationships get ruined due to family members meddling or projecting certain things onto them or wanting things to end a certain way or continue a cycle that was not pleasant, because we should be learning from our mistakes, learning from the certain cycles that we've been through, and not passing or projecting that on to uh, the next generation, which would be myself. Myself and my younger brother, we currently do not have any children, so we kind of stopped the cycle there at this time. And that was a decision I made myself when I was 16. I don't know about my brother, but I made that decision when I was 16 that I was not having children. So I never said I wouldn't adopt or um, end up with somebody with a child, but regardless, the point I'm getting back to is that yes, items can hold energies, and it's very important that you do your research on this and learn about that sort of thing and be respectful of your items, especially when you're giving them away. If they no longer serve you, then, you know, acknowledge that, whether internally or externally, doesn't matter, and separate with them in a certain way that you're not passing something on to another person. And I have to take my own advice when it comes to this sort of thing. So, that's all I got for that one.